why? Because we had a homeless brother in 2000. He used to take us to all the shelters. And we was vegetarians at the time, me and my girl. We was getting tofu, wheat gluten, soy grass. They even got vegetarian food fucking home, and we used to fill our refrigerator up. Then I realized there ain't no such thing as no fucking food shit. Something else going. They get food. That's another game that's going down. My point, what I'm trying to tell you is, it's not based on diet. It's not based on diet because the Southern eat the same shit, and he is not up into dialysis. So you can say, oh, we're nice New York, that we've learned how to better way of eating than the Southern black. But what about them Southern that still got chewing tobacco? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They ain't made a pork skin that they don't know about. But they don't have the shit. That's because they shutting it down. They're giving you the disease. They design a disease. You ain't got none of that stuff. I'm going to tell you something why you don't have it. Because at this particular time, your cells are replicating and mutating, and you're becoming unbreakable. Even health hazardly. What I'm trying to tell you is this here. How many people done cut your goddamn hand and 2 days later the shit be done heal up and scare the shit out you? Anybody see this thing here? You done cut your hand? Or you done hurt yourself and then in 2 or 3 days it start healing up? That's because the cells in the melanin is mutating and into another thing, and the genes are replicating and going to another species. Melanin has something to do with the connection of amino acids. There's a sister in Detroit that does lab work, and they can look at the cells of people, and they can see thousands of amino acids popping up on them every day. That means those amino acids are cells that's turning into a new entity. The alien invasion ain't enough shit out there with no physical spaceship. The alien invasion, the spaceships are the chakras, the wheels of life. And the spaceship and the alien invasion is your genetic structure is changing. So therefore they have to have an entire war against the invasion. And the invasion that they're talking about is the children of Kali. Kali is called the ultimate terrorist in the Hindu mythology. That's the great mother. And the terrorism that they're talking about is your invasion. You turn it into a new entity, and they can't stop it. Got an entity that's set over them called a demiurge. The demiurge is the general people that you worship in your religion, the male god. And there's a whole system of them, and they channel to the man, and they tell the motherfuckers the ones that the light beings, the ones to watch out for. Why you think all your good singers and shit is not being knocked over? All the good talent. Either they up for some kind of, or all kind of shit, or either they check it out. You know what I'm saying? Luther gone. You know what I'm saying? All the real ones are gone. You see what I'm saying? That's a key. So that's how we do. You want to go on a break? What you want to do? How much time we got? How many hours was that so far?
3.
That was 3 already?
I got 2 tapes. 3.
Okay, you want to go on a break? When we come back, because we got a lot more to go.
All right.
I'm just getting started. When we go on the break, what was that? Yeah, put it on, when we go on the break, we'll come back and start the lecture.
Only one Bobby. Only one Bobby.
Huh?
Whether you're starving, you know you're starving, or a slave, or a traveler, or a driver, or automobile, or a car. These things, words have at least 7 different meanings. We're talking about law terminology. If you have property, or like your home, or your automobile, you're paying for a tax on a home that's or automobile that's already bought. These things that you don't supposed to do, which is in law, you don't supposed to be paying for something that's supposed to be yours. You know, they don't supposed to come and take you. That's why they send and hijack your car at night. If it was lawful, they wouldn't do that. They would come and ask for the keys. So these things, I just want to let y'all know, these are terminology that we're teaching. We'll be teaching people their constitutional rights. Like hospital means hospitality. You're not supposed to pay a bill, am I right? You're not supposed to pay the bills at the hospital. You know, so I'm just letting you all know that we are, this brother has come from Charlotte, North Carolina. We the people even this is a law of terminology. It means nation. There's 3 United States, 2 governments, the Republic form of government and administrative government. You have two. You got the United States President, which you live in the United States of America. So who's President of the United States of America? So if you want to know these kind of answers and what's going on, you want to know how to your right, that you're not an amendment. Amendments constantly change. You're in an article. Articles don't never change. These things our forefathers left us. So this is the event we are reclaiming was here in North Africa, and northwestern shores of Africa, not over in the eastern shores of Africa. So I want y'all to understand, it doesn't matter what complexion, the government has every so-called race. There's only one race, and that's the human race. So in order to RSVP, in order for you to understand, you must know the RSVP means that you have to be conscious enough to know that we are claiming everything. So everything is your last name, your slaveholder's last name, which is your last name. Like my last name, my slaveholder's birth certificate name is Mason. Every so-called race got a last nationality that's linked to a nation. Even Nigeria, people from Nigeria call themselves Nigerians. They don't call themselves Africans. We cannot claim the whole government African American. We cannot claim the whole African got 52 countries. Americans, if you say you're American, are you North America, South America, or Central America? What part are you? If you say North American, then you're Canadian. You have to know these things. Japanese, Japan. What country do you know called black? No, I just want to bring to y'all's attention. I don't want to hold this man up. I just want y'all to know this is a very powerful speaker. He's coming from Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, I know they both have supported one another because I know he came to his meeting. Notre Dame. Yeah, I know he came to one of his meetings.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm just saying, the main thing is that please, this is a very powerful meeting. This one is going to be 3 days. 3 days.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
All the tickets go off sale Tuesday, Monday's the last day, and then after that the tickets go up. Got to pay at the door.
I think most everybody has a flyer this Tuesday. There's going to be a seminar, lecture dealing with unity, wealth, accurate knowledge, health, and it's going to be an introductory. It is free. It's going to be done by Brother Julius Day, who's right over here. Has much knowledge in many areas. The company we're dealing with is called the Creation and Conservation of Wealth. His mission is to bring us accurate knowledge and get us on the right track and help us to get rid of ourselves of self-hate and all of the things that's causing us many problems. It needs to come. There's a lot of knowledge to be passed on. I was talking to a brother, two of the brothers a little while ago about how originally when we were named based on our life purpose, not based on who our uncle or grandfather was. But at the same time, even though we've already been named, most of us still don't know what our life purpose is. But if you come, we can tell you how we can learn about that, and all of us would know, once again, how we can all determine each other's life purpose, and also to help us to reconnect again spiritually, as the brother has been talking about. And also, we're bringing forth services and products that's coming from being produced by, manufactured by our people, including nutritional products. Tomorrow we're going to have a very excellent product, and if anybody wants some information on it, it's called Cell Nutrition, produced by our brother that's an agriculturalist, scientist. We're all natural products, no animal stuff. If you're interested, check it out, because part of what we need to strengthen our immune system and to raise up our vibratory energy is to put the right things in our body. So, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anybody?
This is going to, the lecture is going to be Tuesday at 6:22. If anybody's got any questions about why 6:22 when you come, we'll tell you.
Anybody want any barbecue fish or anything, or is everybody straight with this answer? Everybody straight? Thank you.
Okay. Are we back home? All right. Let's see here. A couple of things I want to deal with. This is interesting here because the sister that I'm with, Linda, we call her Babylonia. Well, that's what the Spirit came through. And she said that people dance for Sun Ra up in Philly. And she said it was interesting because there was a known fact that Sun Ra used to walk into a room, and you had a big band. You know, they had about 19 members or something on the band. It was a huge band. And he could walk into the room and he could automatically tell when the music got thrown off. He could tell whether the people in the band, whether the brothers in the band were sleeping with women. He could tell. He could tell from the music, when the music got thrown off and wasn't in the harmony, he could tell which members had gone off and slept with women. Because they're trying to show you that there was a different vibration. And there's different vibrations and stuff that go on because not everybody is everybody. You know what I'm saying? And all this kind of thing here and all, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking about indigenous people. You know, you can look at their coordination and tell everybody ain't everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything down here moves with a certain rhythm to the earth and the cosmos, except them. So, he could tell when they would go off and sleep with women because it would bring their life, their vibration down to the level of those women. You see what I'm saying? So there's difference. If you talk about another, he's such a damn man that he didn't even know. They poisoned this 2 years in a row. He was so dumb and stupid, the woods. He went to the Masters last year. They gave him fed just a sandwich in the clubhouse. And he got sick, and the game was thrown off the whole weekend. The very next year, this year, he goes back to the Masters again in Augusta. This is doing the Masters down in Augusta, and eat another sandwich and throw up for 3 days. He's just so serious about stuff until, well, you know that hell when they was trying to kill him, now they trying to kill them.
Yeah.
They got death threats. They sport serious. You know what I'm saying? So he went there and all. And they tried to poison him twice.
Probably supposed to be zealous.
Huh?
Probably supposed to be zealous.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, you know, with just the whole. Let me tell you how that is. That's their Masonic ritual. That the masters are so serious until they had a mayor down there for years. And every time the masters would come to town, he would have to leave town. He would make the mayor leave town every year.
That's right.
As long as he was mayor. You see what I'm saying? The Indianapolis 5,000, that's a whole metaphysical race. All those things are historical events for those people. That's occult stuff they do. The Kentucky Derby, all that stuff. Because if you notice, it brings in all these types of people, and there's a ritual that goes down. All kind of money changing hands, all kinds of different drinking and festive stuff that go down. That's all ritual. So their whole masters is set up. It's some type of rulership ritual. So they couldn't have what's the name going down there dominating all the time. So they poison that. That's how serious it is. But he's losing now.
Mm-hmm.
But the Williams sisters, especially, it's one thing to be on a team where you can have somebody else pulling the load. But when you talk about tennis and golf, you're talking about you being the single occupant of that particular field.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes physical strength to endure these things. And all of a sudden they start losing. So we know this. I used to know a brother was in the Nation of Islam. And in '92 he sold so many tickets for Farrakhan. And so when they got, he was the #1 person selling the tickets. So they said, brother, you sold all these tickets, it's all beautiful. He said, well, good, I just want to meet the minister. That's all, shake hands. No, brother, you can't meet the minister. So he walked out during halftime of the big day they had down there for Farrakhan at the Georgia Dome, and got in his car and never came back. As we go on. We just had a cycle of the Venus cycle. Now the Venus transit cycle represents one thing. It represents the coming of a new cycle of the Mayakian Isis are feminine energy. As a matter of fact, there's a Rosicrucian aspect of the Venus thing. Let me see if I want to get this right. Of this. Now, because we had this particular cycle that happened on June 6th. And there's a whole Rosicrucian cycle, which is the Rosicrucians. What they did is these were people that recorded, like I say, a lot of the stuff that the Moors left behind in Europe. They recorded a lot of this particular information. One of the things is, and I want to get this right, is that they had a history in their science given to them by the Moors that they were looking for the return of Venus over the past 700 years. Venus is also the cycle of Venus is also the goddess of love, the goddess of, because the several things fall under Venus. In Voodoo, it's Erzuli. In Hemmitt, it's a combination of Isis and Hathor. In Greece, which is black, because the mythology is black, it's a combination of Aphrodite. In Rome, it's a combination of, it's also Venus. In Babylonia, it's Ishtar. In Samaria, it's Inanna. And in India, it's a form of Lakshmi, or Sri Lakshmi, or Parvati. Now, the mystery here is there's a certain energy and there's certain energy in cycles. And if you don't line up with those energies and cycles when they come in, you see what I'm saying? You become bouncing around in limbo. So now, let's talk about prosperity. In ancient India, or in India to this day, they got a goddess named Lakshmi, or Sri Lakshmi. And she's the goddess of prosperity. So much until, even to this day, they call currency how much Lakshmi you got. Now, that means that this Venus energy, because some person said today, that, you know, as soon as we become conscious, we become broke. Well, they said, well, how can we offset that? Well, you just got to line up with a certain amount of energy. Remember I was saying before the break that some methodology that you used to use in the old cycle that used to bring you an enormous amount of money, now the atmosphere and the cycle has changed and you're doing the same methodology and it's not bringing you no money because it's the methodology of an old cycle. And you need to line up with the methodology of a new cycle. Well, you can first start with lining up with the goddess Lakshmi. So that means you need to go to some East Indian magazine. There's a book called Hindu Goddess by David Kinsley. David Kinsley, Hindu Goddess. And in that book, they've got a picture of Lakshmi. And they got her whole story in the book, too. So you want to go and get a thing and blow up a picture of Lakshmi and build a certain altar to Lakshmi and permeate your home with that type of energy. And you can go to some places that sell, some places like, even the health food stores sometimes have it. You can get, you can order Lakshmi drops, and that's these little box of these drops, and you take them and it has a little round circle, and you burn, it's an incense, and you burn these Lakshmi drops, and money start coming in. So the sister, Linda Babylonian, my queen, used to be from D.C. said she used to visit the Krishna temple and the Hindu temple, and they was always burning this stuff to Lakshmi, and the money would be coming in. Well, it's even more so now because now this is her cycle. So you got to line up with the type of energy that is dealing with the type of energy that is dealing with her cycle. Now, she also governs the heart chakra, which means whatever you do, you can't have ulterior motives. So you can't say, I need this for this, but in your mind you need it for something else, and you are telling yourself a lie. Because the heart, if your heart ain't pure about what you're doing with it, now this ain't got to do with moralism, it's got something to do with, if you're going to do it, you got to be truthful about it and what you're going to do, and it has nothing to do with moralism, what we're talking about here. But we're talking about here to line up the energy. You can't have ulterior motives. It's like the Bible talks about they don't like lukewarm motherfuckers. You heard that before? Mm-hmm. Like we don't like, you gotta, so these are, she's also a form of Maya. This is Maya's energy. So it means we're talking about equilibrium here. We're talking about more of a scientific principle. So if you're going to do something, don't be lukewarm in it. So that means if you're going to be a part of the spirit, don't be like, well, I'm going to put the spirit stuff here on the side just in case. But yet you into something else. Some other bullshit that is the same stuff you want what the man got. Or you want the certain alternative things that you into, but you relegate the spirit stuff as something secondary. That means it's not going to work. You got to make these particular things that you into, you got to be serious about it. And it's just being serious about it. Then the energy lines up a certain way. You know, the energy lines up a certain way. Another thing also, too. The energy now, because you're being truthful about it, and this is one thing that's a dead giveaway, something dead in the water, is you can't be frugal or cheap, which means you can't hold on to the money. If we're talking about spirit now, it's just like water flow. And you got a certain stream that's coming down to nourish you in your house. But yet you holding on to the water, that's like building a dam. That means that the other water is just going to back up until you release and make another pathway so that water can come through. And if you notice, this is how it's going, because it might be happening to some of you right now. You have some money, and then the money won't flow until you spend that money, and you might spend that last dollar, then the money starts coming in. And it's only when you get rid of that shit, because it's the spirit thing that's going on now. And if you hold on to it, the spirit will be like, oh, well, you motherfucker, you must don't need it. You must think that the money in your pocket is more important than the money coming in. See what I'm saying? So the spirit world is saying, well, goddamn it, if you got the money in your pocket and you holding on to it, obviously you don't need us to give you none. So you have to let that money go. You see what I'm saying? And if you notice with folks, they spend a certain amount of money and they give a lot of money away to charity, and they give a lot of money away. It's not because of some tax thing. They give that money away because they know the only way to keep that shit flowing is a science. That you got to, so they deal with their philanthropy. So they got to give away a certain amount, because when they hold on to it, you ever see these corporations like Woolworth. The children didn't produce nothing to make a future venture where their parents worked hard to make this stuff. The children fell into this apathy, and they wouldn't produce nothing. They just sat on the money. And after a while, they had to close down the whole chain because the money didn't flow. So that's how this thing goes. Usually we find out that when the money don't flow, it's because you're holding on to something in your pocket. And a lot of times you got to let it go. But if you're a cheap wad, it's not going to flow. Or it will flow to a certain bit, and then what will happen here is, I'm beating the game because I'm saving all this money. Something will fuck up in your life and make you have to get rid of most of that money in one lump sum. See? So in so many words, you don't really learn nothing in the first place. You see what I'm saying? You have to get rid of all that money, or some of the money get taken, stolen. You see what I'm saying? All types of things. Or your no good ass kids get in some damn trouble. And the reason why they got us in trouble, and you got to go down there and pop down all this money from lawyers, bail, and all this kind of thing here because you was holding on to shit. So Lakshmi is that particular goddess, and you can find that in any Hindu mythology book. The David Kinsman, Hindu goddess, they have that in there. Or Sri Lakshmi. Now you can go on the internet and just look up Lakshmi. Very key. Now one couple other things that's going down, because the whole thing now is to establish Homeland Security. A couple of things that they have as terrorist groups of Homeland Security. So the Moors, all that Moor shit, you terrorists.
I tell you.
So I ain't coming to give you some feel-good shit. I'm going to tell you what time it is. So when your ass ends up in jail, you will know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with the goddamn cracker.
That's right.
And he don't give a fuck. He will lock your ass down and kill your stink ass.
That's right.
Because you're too stupid to think that this motherfucker your ally and keep thinking that because you a goddamn Moor, you following him, you bullshit. The Moors are now on the goddamn terrorist list.
That's right. Ask Dr. York.
Not only that. Go on the damn internet and look at all the goddamn Moors they're locking up.
That's right.
All that sovereign shit, they're locking these Moors up by the hundreds.
I'm telling you.
New Black Panther Party on the terrorists. Most of these subversive groups, I've been telling y'all motherfuckers for 10 years, these souls come out of these groups. These groups gonna fuck you up. Don't align yourself no more than 3 niggas.
At one time.
5 at the maximum. Anything over 5 niggas, run from that shit. Y'all better know what time the game is, because the thing about it is, we are not a warfare people. But you best believe this is a warfare machine.
That's right.
When that motherfucker go to sleep at night,
That's right.
he's thinking about war. You think I'm bullshit? And y'all got cable? Look at his History Channel. He has a History Channel. He has a History International Channel, and they got Discovery Channel that's now being combined with the New York Times. Look at his History Channel, his History International Channel, his New York Discovery Channel, and look at both PBS stations. You'll find out something. They might as well be the war channels. World War II, World War I, Vietnam. That's all they talk about the war, because they're telling you that's what they are about. They are a warfare machine. So if you think for one damn minute they're going to establish peace with you, you are insane.
Right.
They are ready to go to war with you on the physical at every moment they get. And so as they say, you are now terrorist groups.
Mm-hmm.
So all subversive groups. Now they done locked up Dr. York.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave the doggone police officers celebrations for locking him up. And when the police officers in Atlanta got up there, the first thing they said is, we could not have done it without them.
That's right.
They're the ones that tipped us off and told us what to do. Now, he was a Moor because he got into the whole South and the Moor thing. Now, they just locked up the sister. She in the house arrest in Charlotte for getting back people their income tax, but she was under, her law firm was under the Moorish thing. They told her, her bail is $100 million. So we set an example. They locked up her, they locked up her brother in South Carolina under this thing here, and now the Moors is under the terrorist groups. The terrorist group, there was never no Al-Qaeda, just means the government. United States government is Al-Qaeda.
That's right. That's right.
There was never, if they blew up their own building and there was never no terrorism, then who's the terrorism about? And are they locking down other countries with terrorism, or are they locking down America? Well, if they're locking down America, they ain't locking down folks because they're not there. This shit is all about you and to make you terrorists. Now, guess what? Guess what else is under terrorism? Hip-hop culture.
That's right.
So they got KRS-One, this idiot, who used to be conscious. Now he's talking about he's not black, he's hip-hop. Now what kind of shit is that didn't exist before 1979? So you mean to tell me your invention is only 25 years old? And a record of music? You see what I'm saying? It ain't had no legitimacy since the early 90s? Because that shit now is just plain up idiot, plain straight ignorance. You see what I'm saying? He's a fucking idiot. And ain't nothing virtuous about Ja Rule or none of these damn fools. So you a culture, but see they got him, they done paid this nigga off to come up there and put out the book, and they create a hip-hop culture, and guess what? The hip-hop culture is now under the terrorist list. As a matter of fact, most of the domestic laws that they used to arrest a black man under now those laws have turned to terrorism. So the first thing they did is they put gang warfare under terrorism. And hip-hop, because it's a part of gang culture, it's a part of terrorism. So that means standing on the corner with 3 or more black men mean that you're terrorists. You say, well, how can they do this? How that's going to stand? Because you don't understand that the terrorist bill say that you gave up the rights. They say they, under the terrorist bill, they don't pass these bills, that they can arrest you, try you, and execute you, and ain't nothing you can do because it's under military law.
That's
and
right.
the terrorist bill is lumped under military law. So that means that they don't have to be right.
Right.
It's not a part of the law system to say they got to prove anything right. The only thing they got to do is label you terrorists, and it's outside of the hands of America and inside of the hands of the global elite and the terrorist bill to say that they got all autonomy over you whether they kill you and all that kind of thing. So I'm trying to tell you, all subversive groups is terrorist groups, including the damn Moors, the Nation of Islam, all the other 500 spin-offs of that stuff, as well as all these groups. You got to come out of these groups. That means if you can read and you can write, you are subhuman to think that you need another nigga around here that ain't got a pot to piss in to lead you around. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing here. So we gotta when we deal with the esoteric stuff, we gotta tell you what time it is based on the way they lining this shit up. And you best believe you're not going to be the one that's going to be saved from it, because most of the people, when y'all get down, they already know y'all greedy. Y'all don't want shit with money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not talking about stuff so you can survive, but they already know right now you want what the goddamn man wants. So therefore, the spiritual laws don't apply to you. When they step to you, it ain't going to be like the 25 cops or the 30-something cops that stepped on me. I'm in another dimension. When they step to you based on your heart chakra, because that's what time we're in right now. If you ain't coming correct on the spiritual path, I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about praying to Allah. You pray to Allah, they're going to crack you over the head and take your ass to jail. The jailhouse is full up of Christians, Muslims, and Hebrews. Anything on the secondary level of religion. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about spirituality. So the thing about it here is, if the spirit ain't right, when they move on you, and you talking about getting paid, and you don't have your spiritual shit in order, the government can come in and do what the hell they want to do to you. That's why you got to know the spiritual thing. But my point here is even whatever you do, as long as you're doing it solo, they can't fuck you. They're not interested in that. They're interested in groups. You see? So the sister, so all I'm trying to say is you can learn what you want about the Moors thing, you can learn what you want to say about this, the sovereignty and all that. But if you're doing it as a united front, you fucked.
That's right.
You fucked.
You're on the list.
You're on the damn list. I'm telling you got to do this shit solo. You can do all the finagle and the deals you want, and they don't feel threatened because you're just one man with money, but you got to do it solo. You got to be incognito. Don't affiliate yourself with shit.
That's right.
Because whenever you, first of all, the reason why it's a part of Homeland Security, because they've already did a history of the Moors in Atlanta, Georgia, in Atlanta, German Constitution, and they did not put them as a black race of people. They put them as an Islamic sect.
Mm-hmm.
They did this for a reason, so that they can counter and call the black people that call themselves Moors now terrorists. And ain't the way this bill is, it ain't got shit to do with sovereignty. It ain't got nothing to do with you can have all of the flags, the banners, and the piece of papers you want. If you are affiliated, incorporated in a mass group and a subversive movement, you going the fuck down.
Yep.
Plus, you got to realize that ain't spiritual, because when you fuck with a subversive movement, you got too many minds wanting too many different things, so the spirit can't line up that way. The spirit now is dealing with your heart chakra, so it's dealing with the individual, and it's not dealing with 4 or 5 niggas, 100 Indian chiefs and 1 Indian, 100 Indians and 1 Indian chief. So, you see what I'm saying? It's dealing with you, so therefore you got to align yourself with the energy on another level. So you got to know what time it is on this Homeland Security shit. And I tell you another thing too. Quit hanging out, because it's another thing. Quit hanging out with your boys. You are supposed, your energy lies in you hanging out with your woman.
That's right.
And you got to find out what is inbred, because it's a system, it's a culture. It ain't got nothing to do with you getting fucked up the ass. It can be a culture you're a part of and you don't know it. Quit hanging out with your boys. We had a culture that a nigga couldn't tell me nothing about how to get some goddamn movies after you get a certain age. You all are too old to be hanging out with these niggas. Get you a woman, and that's where the energy is now. Get your woman and deal with your woman.
Right.
I come from a damn generation. We used to hang out with the boys, but when we got home, they said, that brother with his woman, we can't fuck around. There was a certain thing. Y'all hang out with the boys too much. This generation here is a bred thing, and it's coming from the hip-hop music. They're training you to hang out with the boys, and you only look at the women with objects. You only look at them as objects. You will go and get something and release to bust your nut, but you're not in the world of trying to polarize your energies with the sisters, because you always hanging with the goddamn boys. That's some organized, you don't know it. That's what all this download shit is coming from. It's bred. That's why I have the rappers now. You know that all the rappers now, 90% of all the rappers are now.
That's right. That's right. Metro.
All the niggas is bisexual.
That's right.
Because you got to realize, y'all got to quit. You conscious people. Now the masses can do what they want, but you conscious. You got to quit hanging out with your boys. Your boy now got autonomy over your woman. Your boy can tell you some shit. And tell you some shit, and you'll listen to your boy, but you won't listen to your goddamn woman. And your woman will always tell you some shit It's going to save your ass.
Come on.
But you won't listen to her, you'll listen to your boys, and the next thing you know, both of y'all motherfuckers be sitting in jail.
Come on. Come on.
Because you fucking with the energy. The energy for the man or the male's initiation groups of brotherhood, that shit is gone now because the wave of Venus is in it. You got to line up with the Mayachian energy. You see, with the Mayachian energy, the Isis and Osiris, the Solomon and Sheba, the Krishna and Pravati. You see what I'm saying? It's always this, in the ancient motifs, it's always this male and female. Not you and 5 other damn niggas and shit, or some 3 wise men fucking each other like Campbell. That shit comes in from doggone male chauvinist murder cults, which is talking about Judeo-Christian shit, where they hated the damn woman. You gotta line up with the doggone energy. So quit hanging out with all these guys. Limit the amount of sports you watch.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? Half that shit is get over anyway, because all you got to do with the NBA is watch the last damn 3 weeks of that shit.
There you go.
I get into the playoffs and I done cut out a damn near 100 games. You understand what I'm saying? It's a sucker's move. You can't be with 2 fucking people play for the finish, then why don't you watch them 2? Or you say, well, okay, we'll start the playoffs, and that way I got all my favorite teams to see them get knocked off. But this whole Chronicle shit here and stuff like that, why the hell you think it's the man? That motherfucker don't speak to you. He don't have nothing to say to you intellectual, down unless he tell you about how about them Braves, or how about them Redskins. This motherfucker won't even tell you, he won't even speak, he don't even look at you as a human being to speak to you on anything important, but he will come to you and speak to you about sports. And you sit up like a goddamn nigga and have a conversation with him on sports. Tell that motherfucker to, no, let's speak about what's going down with the world. But he won't come to you that way. He'll come to you because he knows you subhuman, and that's what you're into. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, going into some stuff that's going down. Let's go into some stuff. Here it is here. Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about here. Here's a part coming from a group called Jalila. J-E-L-A-I-L-A. J-E-L-A-I-L-A. Jalila. This is coming from stuff in 2000. And this is why the Homeland Security, this came up a year before they blew up the building. And they blew up the building for you. And it says right here, this is coming from people. What I'm getting ready to read from you is coming from people. The African Americans, for the most part, are the heirs to the earth. Now I want you to hear what the fuck I just said, because this is coming from people. So now, you got Homeland Security and they get ready to lock you down. But look what the folks is talking about. Now, mind you, let me explain something to you, another thing too. The internet was created by who?
Military.
The United States military. Watch what the fuck say on that goddamn internet. Your emails are read by Big Brother. Now you got to be a damn fool to think. And I'm not talking down to you, because you're the conscious. We're going to show you how all your people going to fall. You got to be a damn fool to think that you're going to give people your thoughts on an internet that's developed by the United States government, and you ain't giving shit to the United States Army. That means that you might as well take all your deepest secrets and go down to the Pentagon and run your fucking mouth. Cut out the damn middleman. Because it's going to end up the same way. It's developed by the military. So why do you think that your revolution going to go on the fucking internet? See what I'm saying? So, my point here is all your emails and anything you chat on. First of all, the Moors is running all that shit right in the United States government, because y'all don't know the Moors, the Nation of Islam. I'm not just down in the Moors, I'm just trying to tell you all these groups and all this stuff you dealing with, what they're not telling you is the internet is the fucking source. That is the military shit. That's Big Brother. So you gotta watch what you're doing on the internet and just don't think that somebody gonna pay for you to be conscious. You see what I'm saying? They only want to see where you are moving. Now on this internet thing by the folks, Because it's under the same thing, and this is coming, because this is on the internet, and this is a part of the United States military, then what they say in here is the people they're going to move against. So it says that the African Americans, for the most part, are the heirs to the earth. Their soul group came from Sirius B and has polarized to the light. But they were in the etheric form when they arrived, talking about a spiritual form. And they have given up their physical bodies. One of their goals was to integrate to the dark side. That's number one. That's some of the things they're trying to tell you in so many words, that that's supposed to be one of our ultimate goals. So the dark side is talking about that melanin realm. To do this, they needed a nemesis, one to play that role. The soul group from Maldek mainly agreed to play that role. So they go into this particular thing here they go into this thing and saying in so many words that this particular planet is supposed to be given over to the black people in America. Well, let's go into this type of thing here, because in the occult science of the Hermetica, in the perfect sermon, this stuff is coming out of the Library of Alexandria for 300 years. And Tahuti is telling Imhotep that Egypt is going to fall into disarray. Egypt, Hemmitt, is going to be one big graveyard. The language is going to die. The gods won't be worshipped. The people will be taken to a land, and they say these people, the weak man will be considered strong, and the strong man will be considered weak. And it goes in to say that the righteous man or the pious man will be, the impious man or the unrighteous man will be looked on as noble. And the righteous man and pious man will be treated like a common criminal. And although their minds would be Egyptians or Africans, although their bodies would be Egyptian and Africans, their mind would be of another race. And Imhotep starts to cry and say, will we ever get up out of this? And he said, yes, Mayak will be established. He said, where? He said, in a land that has not been established yet, that all cultures will come from all over the earth. And in the last days of those lands, there will be a group of Egyptians or Africans that is not in that land now, but will be in that land later on, will reestablish Mayak. So they're going from the same stuff in this particular science. When you got Cal Quigley's book, America's Secret Establishment, or something, say that the only way we can defeat the Illuminati will be the urban black man and woman. Because they know that the power is inside of us. We'll go into the science on what they're talking about. You see what I'm saying? So they know the word Camelot. They talk about at the end, the Grail mysteries that will redeem the earth will come from the Lords of the Round Table in the Camelot. And the Camelot is called the New Lot of Egypt. Cam. But it will be a bloodline race, which was from the ancient noble primordial stock that will be in that land. They're talking about us, the original people. And will establish the Holy Grail and all this type of stuff. Now, like I was telling you, let me explain some things on what's going on, how this thing works, so you will know. You say, well, how can this be? Because he only respects the standing army. So how can we get out of this? Well, remember I told you at first, I said that. What operates his guns, his bombs, and all of his stuff is a certain amount of energy that only ignites based on the atmosphere that you find yourself in. Okay? But if the atmosphere so much changes around him, the stuff, the particles and the particles and the neutrons, electrons, and protons, and all the stuff that's in that atmosphere, if it changes all of a sudden, then the formulas that would ignite good will be open up a porthole of the same Ark of the Covenant energy. So the porthole is here now and is being produced by us. You see what I'm saying? So we're the ones that can change the atmosphere, and the shit gonna happen regardless. Because there's a certain amount of us conscious, and we don't need no masses of people. We only need the conscious people. You see, so it's happening already. You see, so they are in battle with that, and they're racing against time because they know the goddamn atmosphere's gonna change, and the guns and bombs and shit won't work with a simple doggone fact. That's why they can't come out of doggone Iraq to this day. Now we got one guy that finally, because you know most of the people they're not gonna let them out of Iraq, but every now and then they'll send one or two home for a few minutes. One guy came home recently and said that every time they tell you it's 2 or 3 soldiers, he says anywhere from 16, 17 to 20 soldiers dying a day. And they'll say 1 or 2 things in contact. If they say, if there are 20 people die, and they'll say 3, but they contact you and don't give you the count, you'll think it's 3 other ones, and you have no way of knowing that other ones died. You see what I'm saying? And this is what's going down, so they're over there getting killed. Because they'll never be able to come up out of there and stuff, because the simple fact is, they fucked around in this Venus thing is based on truth. So they say we're fighting for freedom, right? But America has never been a land of freedom. It's been a land of slavery and tyrannical imperialism and conquest. So when they say we fight for freedom, they make a declaration in this Mayan language, Mayan cycle. So the cycle says, okay, you fighting for freedom, so we must fuck you up because you are the goddamn person against freedom. See what I'm saying? So every time they say something, with their deception, they fuck up for the simple doggone fact. They open up a black hole and they got themselves into something they can't get out of, and they're the ones being consumed. You see? So whatever they do, whatever strategies they do, you see what I'm saying? They'll never be able to come up out of there. That means when they get ready to start the draft, that means that all the standing army of the continental United States will be in another country. You see what I'm saying? So in one way, they're trying to work it out so that they can establish homeland security with the Russian, the African, and other troops.
Yep. And they're here now.
And they're here now.
Right now.
But what they don't realize is they're destabilizing their own government, and it's all based on one thing. Now, let me give you the science. Y'all all right? Yeah. All right. Now, because you got to understand the science that's going down to understand what's going on. This is some of the greatest time to live in if you don't get. See, if you're interested in running out to the fucking mall, buying all that bullshit that they invent every fucking month that you don't need, you look up and you have a pile of that shit in your house and you didn't need none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You didn't need none of that stuff. One thing about the hip-hop culture, what it did, it wiped out fashion in a sense that right now you don't have to wear nothing that says that you were last year. It don't go that way no more. Everything now goes. Anything goes now. You see what I'm saying? Anything goes now. So in so many words, you don't even need that bullshit anymore. So now, this is bad time for you economically if you want to get out here and get all this bullshit. And the worst thing is, you know, a car note is one of the worst things you can have.
That's right.
Anybody who ever got a car note knows that's the hell right there. You know what I'm saying? And it's a sucker's game. You see, but the point I'm trying to make is if you got some common sense and stuff, this is great times for us because I've been waiting for years for this motherfucker to fall. See what I'm saying?
That's right.
I sacrificed everything to see this damn shit fall. Somebody got to pay. And baby, this shit is falling.
That's right. Right.
Now, so by the end of the year, let me explain what's going on here. Now, you need to ask yourself these questions, because all you got to do is just think real hard. They put out Fahrenheit 9/11. And they talked all this stuff about Bush. But yet we know that nothing comes out of Hollywood or nothing is printed in this country. Not unless they want it to be printed or you be dead. But they didn't want it to get out. The mystery here is this. They put out Fahrenheit 9/11. They went and showed you the soldiers attacking the prisoners in the spring of the year at Abu Ghraib prison. You never ask yourself this question. Who put out those photographs? Was it the United States government or the Army or was it the Iraqis? It was the army. So I want to ask you a question. If they calling you the great Satan all over the country and all over the world, why would you volunteer put out photographs and you say, oh, we got more, it's worse than the ones we put out? Incriminating yourself. That's because, number one, let me explain what's going on. There was never no America. The American Revolutionary War was fake. There ain't no 12 niggas with no shoes on. 12 men with no shoes on defeat the British government. That's a joke. So Minutemen and Paul Revere with no shoes on, with fucking corn pipes, defeat the British. There wasn't that many folks over here that could even match the amount of people that's in the British Army. That was all a joke. This was an American experiment. To put together laws and put together systems that they could see what worked and what didn't work with people govern themselves or whatever type thing, or mind control. But in so many words, this thing was always run by Britain. So you say, well, how can that? Well, I want to ask you a question here. How the hell you say you're going to go to war with somebody and defeat them in war, but yet your system of government is British, your court system is British,
Your laws.
your educational system is British, your law system is British? If you say that you're sovereign from a country, why the hell is everything British? And why is it that you've always been allies with Britain? That's because this country was never a country governed by itself. Britain, this was always an annexed country of Britain. Let me give you an example of how this thing goes. They said the country's run like a corporation. We have thousands of corporations that's run by one main corporation, but you thinking it's a different entity. You go to cable, you got Showtime, you got HBO. You know Showtime is owned by HBO. You see what I'm saying? You know, you got you got Cinemax and HBO. You know Cinemax is owned by HBO. You know that. So you see what I'm saying, how this goes? You know that half of some stuff is owned by Walt Disney, that's on ABC. You know that Showtime owns the movie channel. You see what I'm saying? And Viacom owns BET. So here alone you can see separate entities that's owned by other people and you might not know who owns them. So it's the same thing about America. America was nothing but a subsidiary. If you did it on a business term, you would call that a subsidiary. You see what I'm saying? So America is nothing but something that is owned and operated by some other country. You get how this goes? You get how this goes? You see what I'm saying? So, it's owned and operated by some other country. So it was never that way. So this is what happened. They're battling for supremacy now on the planet. So they know that this Venus transient thing, and they knew based on their laws that, and actually, there's a whole book called Return of the Goddess by Mark Amaru Pinkham, and the book talks about how there's a goddess going to rise up and they're going to overthrow all these patriarchal cultures. You see what I'm saying? Cultures run by the male elite. That shit is over. And we don't have to worry about that because the black woman was always the matriarch of our culture. Even when the damn United States government surveyed the African American community, they say it's virtually a matriarchal culture and always has been. Mama always runs shit. Even down to the goddamn black church, they said that the black preacher can't be up there now unless the black woman put that motherfucker up there.
That's right.
That's her jack-off piece. She put him up there off of. And if it wasn't for the black woman, he couldn't even get in that goddamn pulpit. Because there wouldn't be nobody in the damn church. So she designed her church so she can offer that one man the substitute for the man she don't have at home. And then throw a little Jesus up in there and shit. So she structured that whole church. See what I'm saying? That's the black woman's invention. You see what I'm saying? That's her sideshow. Now, the thing I'm trying to make here is that they know it's a matriarchal culture, so we clear from that shit. Because whether we like it to be a matriarchal culture, we got one whether we like it anyway, because they done locked up all the goddamn niggas, and now them bastards is queens. And bumblebees. Now, the mystery here is terror is coming. Now, Venus just came in, and one of Venus' combined thing is Sekhmet. Now, you got to go and get the destruction of the book. You got to get them. See, they're going based on Egyptian papyrus. Now, hear me when I talk to you about what the occult is dealing with, not all this bullshit out here on what they're dealing with. Go get the book. It's a book called From Fetish to God in Ancient Egypt by E. Wallace Budge. Or there's another book called The Legend of the Gods of Ancient Egypt by E. Wallace Budge. B-U-D-G-E. Yeah, Budge. In there, there's a papyrus called The Destruction of Mankind. And in that papyrus, they talk about these evil races that's conspiring against Ra in this case. And he sends out Hathor to destroy them. Now, Hathor is Venus, Sri Lakshmi, Ishtar, Razuli, I talked about, it's the goddess of love. And she comes in and she kills up a group of them based on this Venus shit. Then somehow the papyrus switches and they send Sekhmet in. And she's more powerful, well, more wrathful and fearsome, because that's the summer heat. Sekhmet, and they send her in, and she really gonna tear them up, and she's so powerful they gotta get her drunk so she don't kill up all those doggone things. Mind you, me, this papyrus, that they have studied this particular stuff, and they got other texts that support this. It's talking about this incoming current of this Venus Mayakian energy, and it's a destructive Kali energy. You see? So, to line up with that, they're saying, we must put all our shit behind the Queen of England. You see what I'm saying? Now, based on that, she's the one that's running the system. Although they had a governmental system, they still kept their matriarch in power. Hell, Prince Philip could have been the damn, they could have gave him the shit. No, Prince, what's the year? It was not Prince, yes, not Prince Philip. Her son, Queen's son. Prince Charles could have been the damn bitch. She could have gave him that shit in 77. You know what I'm saying? Well, he a queen too, so I guess it all works out. Anyway, they decided that they needed a matriarchy, and the only way that they can survive, they said, well, look, I tell you what, this is their sick thinking. Ain't none of this shit gonna work, but then again, they ain't got shit else to lose because they gonna die anyway. So they might as well try to concoct something spiritually. So they decided, well, when the shit comes for us, if we sacrifice our greatest prize, maybe they might save us. So it's a big ritual. So they say, what we'll do is we will sacrifice America and shut down America and put America in a war and sacrifice all those particular souls and then make America notorious by taking this particular president, because you got to understand something. There is no such thing as American government system or a president. It's all ruled by secret societies. So whether you get Bush or Kerry, it's going to be the same thing. Kerry ain't nothing but damn George Bush's cousin. And a skull and bone. So you're going to get the same shit. Because we didn't learn that the most devastating president we had was Bill Clinton.
That's right.
He shut down all the entitlement shit and half the laws became to lock niggas down. The inception came under Reaganomics, but he was the one that enacted all that shit. So we don't understand it's a two-party system and the politics don't change. Because several things don't change this British. The money system we got is what? British. They have had 4 presidents, 5 presidents, but Alan Greenspan's job is permanent.
That's right. That's right, and he controlled the money.
The goddamn money changers never change, so what you talking about some fucking politics and some asshole telling you to vote? You can't vote out the motherfuckers on Wall Street. Their job is permanent. Several jobs is permanent. Supreme Court justice job is permanent until they die, once you elect them. The money changers job in Wall Street is permanent, and you don't even elect them. We don't have nothing to do with that shit. We don't even know how that process, how this motherfucker gets to be the czar over money for the last goddamn 20 years. 25 years. See what I'm saying? That's because somebody else is pulling the strings and the money changers go all the way back to another damn country. British. You can't unseat a Supreme Court justice because the Supreme Court is run by Britain. It's their system. Isn't it interesting that the other thing that you can't... Now this is interesting. The other thing, when you give them a job, his job is that for life. Is prison warden. Because this is a penal colony over here.
That's right.
The whole America.
Mm-hmm.
And your birth certificate is your goddamn Social Security, your serial number. Name, rank, and serial number. There's no way to get out of the system. You got a light bill, gas bill, phone bill. Fuck it, you in the system. There's no way to get out of the system. Well, I'm sorry. You got a gas bill. So you don't understand. What run this country is fucking electricity. You don't believe so? Get in a goddamn riot and see what happens when they pull that grid. You will stop in a minute. How the fuck you think they stopped the riots in L.A.? They pulled that grid down at the damn light company, and what happened? Them niggas stopped in 2 minutes. That's some serious shit. They told you in the Matrix that our system is run on what? Electricity, the second matrix. Yeah. In order for them to get to the architect, they had to shut down electricity. Now follow me on this type thing here. The number one thing that shut down you and contain the gods, us, is ELF waves.
Yep.
Which means when you go to sleep at night, if you got a TV in your room, music in your room, and all that in your room, what you supposed to do is you don't cut it off. You got to unplug all that shit out the wall. Because if you don't unplug it, the TV is still on. You think I'm bullshitting? I got a cheap-ass TV in my room. A little old Orion. It's some cheapest shit going. They sell it at the dollar store.
Orion.
I got one of them in my room, and that little cheap-ass Orion. I got a big TV in the other room. I'm going to tell you about that in a few minutes. But that little cheap-ass Orion I got in my room. I went past it the other day, and it was cut off, and the hair stood up on my arm. That means it ain't never off. And the only way we could get the hair, I had to unplug it from the wall. When you go to sleep at night, the pineal gland produces dreams and takes you to the other dimension and makes it so that the dream world that you're into gives off healing. If you can get a certain amount of sleep, you can heal anything. If you can get a certain amount of sleep, you can transform overnight. But your sleep is being interfered because the ELF waves, electromagnetic currents, block out you getting to the pineal gland and to the doorway to the temple. So the mystery here is they already got to, so you know how they got you in the house arrest and they got this electric thing they got you on lockdown, or when you go see the movie, Fortress, and they got all this thing here, you go past a certain point and this thing signals to this computer or whatever and it explodes in you, and they got you under electronic surveillance and on lockdown like that. Well, in so many words, they ain't got to do that, but in your house, when you go to sleep at night, you can't get to the God realm or the dream realm, because the simple fact is you got all that shit in your bedroom, and it blocks your shit out and contains you in a prison in this particular realm. So, you got to unplug all that shit. You see what I'm saying?